Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Parts Talk. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Now, why EV owners are experiencing buyer's remorse? Well, at least some of them. So, if you're thinking or considering buying an electric car for your next car purchase, it's very crucial to understand both the positives and the potential pitfalls of the current electric vehicle market. Now, a recent McKinsey and Company survey revealed surprising insights into why many EV owners experience buyer's remorse and why some are actually hesitant to make the switch. I will dive into the real reasons behind this current trend and what it means for you. So if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and like and share. Let's get into our very first feature. As a matter of fact, I have 3 videos. One is actually a news piece highlighting and going into some of the statistics as to why some customers are experiencing buyer's remorse and are switching back to gas vehicle. I actually experienced this on my own, and then I will share with you 2 other news features of actual customers, EV owners, who are having it extremely challenging to get their EV charged on a daily basis. Let's get into this.
Right now, there are more than 3 million electric vehicles on the road in the U.S., but it seems some owners are having a bit of buyer's regret. A new survey found that nearly half of EV drivers would like to actually switch back to those gas-powered cars.
So what's behind the change of heart, and what does it mean for the environmental policies that rely on more EV use? WBZ's John Keller breaks down the concerns.
Okay, there you go.
Another day, another raft of bad news for the much-touted but slow-developing electric vehicle revolution. Struggling EV giant Tesla has announced a 4th national recall of its futuristic Cybertrucks due to manufacturing defects. And a bombshell report on the global EV marketplace finds 46% of American EV drivers are so fed up with charging and mobility issues, they're ready to switch back to gas-powered vehicles. The White House has been promoting electric vehicle use nationally, and Governor Healey's plan leans heavily on putting 1 million EVs on Massachusetts roads by the end of this decade. But millions...
As you know, some politicians, they just throw the numbers out there without the actual research. And we can't see why. Yes, you want to throw 1 million EVs out there within the next 5 years. 5 to 6 years, but where is the infrastructure there to support it? And I said they are showing the McKinsey survey, and according to the key insights from this McKinsey survey, nearly half of the US EV owners plan to switch back to an internal combustion engine, ICE vehicles, for their next purchase. 29% of EV owners worldwide are likely to return to internal combustion vehicles, and the primary reason for the regret are the high cost of EVs and the inconvenience of the charging infrastructure. One positive driving experience is that only 13% of global EV owners complained about the driving experience itself. And now the reason behind buyer's remorse is that over 1/3 of survey participants cited a shortage of public charging stations as a major issue. And this is especially problematic for those who cannot charge their cars at home. Many respondents, according to this survey, I actually went through it myself, found that the cost of EVs is prohibitive, impacting their satisfaction, and frequent recharging stops make long trips difficult, with some owners finding the need to slowly recharge their EVs culture shock compared to the quick refueling of gas vehicles. Let's continue.
in spending on new charging stations and other EV initiatives has barely made a dent.
It's not happening at nearly the pace that we need to have to meet those goals.
As Christian Milneal notes on the website Streets blog, EV sales here lag way behind Healey's targets. Gas power use is trending up, and good luck getting Beacon Hill to push reluctant drivers toward EVs.
Lawmakers are much more reluctant to regulate consumers than they are to regulate big businesses like electric power utilities.
Right, it's politically dicier.
Yes.
People aren't stupid. They see their options. They've been educated about what cars they want, And right now, electric cars, by and large, are not meeting those needs for single car families.
So, even a good idea that government has can't be jammed down people's throats.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people want to do it, or they think it's a good idea, but they just know practicality. It's just very difficult to find a charger, and if you live in an apartment building, it's tough. There are some challenges.
Definitely still some kinks to work out, too.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
what I'm waiting for.
Big
Like,
time.
work all that out, and then I'll be back.
In the meantime, used EVs are a good buy right now if you're interested.
Hey, look at this. You could be a car salesman. I like it.
We'll always take a
Absolutely.
deal.
Let me show you around. Here, take a test
Can you
drive.
put me in a new Cadillac, John?
You bet I can.
I like when they're having fun, but this is absolutely true when they said about charging infrastructure, because personally I rented an EV and suffered from range anxiety. So a 6 hours trip from New Jersey to Toronto became 9 hours, as I had to stop at least 3 times to recharge, costing me over $100 in fuel. And we spend $100 in charge, and we spent more time trying to locate a fast charger. I did get to experience a little of Buffalo though, but despite the McKinsey findings, other surveys indicate strong satisfaction among EV owners. CDK Global found that 73% of EV owners plan to buy only electric cars in the future, with 78% giving their EVs a 5-star rating. So now let's go to our next feature, highlighting a personal challenge that a current EV owner is experiencing, and something that I personally can relate to. Take a look at this.
Electric vehicles are very popular, but they're also causing new problems, like a charger being taken from a resident and blocking him from charging his car.
Can management do that? The story on tonight's Help Me Howard with Patrick Frazier.
After retiring, Ron got into the remodeling business, and an old neighbor asked for his help at a condo.
We ripped out the carpets and the flooring and put all vinyl flooring down, painted the whole thing, replaced all the lighting.
At that time, Ron had sold his house and was looking for a place to live.
Any chance I can rent this from him? He said, sure. And I said, okay. I said, and that's how I ended up here.
Ron moved in along with his electric vehicle. The complex didn't have a charging station, so Ron created one, running a cable from his apartment over the balcony to his portable unit, and then a cable across the sidewalk.
I would take this mat, and the cord would come down that gray thing. It would come out here, and I went just like this.
For months, Ron thought everything was fine till the manager stopped by.
He told me that.
I remember what he's doing right there is a unconventional method, because all these older units were not built to facilitate electric vehicles, and doing that, running that extension cord from his house, is a very common thing now for individuals who are transitioning into electric vehicles and who are residing into older structured apartments or buildings or complexes. But at the same time now, it's going to take the entire night to fully charge that electric vehicle. You're looking at least 7 to 8 hours. But that's how it is. That's how they want us to operate. Let's continue.
You can't charge your card here. It's a safety issue.
Ron didn't know it, but his landlord had been getting warnings to not charge a car here.
So I didn't want to cause any problems. I dismantled my cord. I put it away, and I charged it a couple times at a friend's house.
The charger was behind some shrubs and locked to this metal fence, but not for long.
They came here, and they cut the lock, and they took my charger and told my landlord that if I wanted it, I had to go to Miami Lakes to go pick it up, only between the hours of 3 and 5. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Ron's easygoing till they did that.
There's no reason to cut my lock. I'm home. If you want me to remove it, knock on my door.
The association also charged Ron's landlord $150 when they took his charger, and they told Ron to never charge his car on the property again.
I'm very, very upset.
Well, Howard, can a complex take your charger and say you cannot charge your EV here anymore?
They cannot take your charger, and the legislature said you have a right to install a charging station at your complex. However, you have to follow the rules of the association in how and and where it is installed. If it is for just your use, you pay to install it. If it's for everyone, the association can choose to pay for it.
This is just one of the things about the government mandate. They just went ahead and broad brush that everyone needs to purchase an electric vehicle come 2035, but they haven't gone through the smaller laws that impact people on a day-to-day basis, such as HOA guidelines and bylaws. They have to look into those as well as the smaller provincial and municipal constitutional laws that are there as well. I'm just using constitutional laws, but you understand what I'm saying. Smaller bylaws, you have to try to get past that, and it takes legislation which goes through various steps of the municipalities and then go to the various levels of Congress all the way up to the judiciary level. That's where they overstepped. We as individuals, we sometimes when we want to get certain things done, those steps are thrown to us, but not so with the heavy arm of the government. And that is why sometimes most of us feel it in the end when the laws are broad brush. Let's finish this up.
Contacted the property manager. She returned Ron's charger and said he could install a charging station if it was done with permits. Ron said his landlord agreed to pay for a charging station and hired an electrician. But he told Ron he gave up trying to get a permit because the city made it too difficult. Ron said, enough.
I'm getting out of here. This doesn't pay the aggravation of being harassed.
But now Ron couldn't be happier.
My dream was, of course, to get a big RV and to travel the United States. So I finally found my dream, came true.
With this beautiful RV, Ron will now get his charge out of traveling around America.
Very excited. I can't wait. I want to at least go on a couple trips. I do some short ones, you know.
Enjoy your new ride, Ron. Now, if you're thinking about buying an electric vehicle, talk to your association or property manager before you do anything, because the rule that allows charging stations has a few exceptions, and you don't want to own a vehicle you can't charge at your condo or apartment.
And that's what's basically going on right now. Too many rules, and it's getting absolutely ridiculous. The taxes, everything else just combined, and people just want to live and survive. And then if you're making it too challenging for people to enjoy the fruits of their labor, they're just going to go somewhere else. I'm surprised he didn't just say, you know what, I'm getting the hell out of the United States and go somewhere else where I can just live a happy, fruitful life. And the thing is, 38% of ICE vehicle owners are considering an EV or plug-in hybrid for their next purchase, showing a growing interest in electric mobility. The McKinsey survey indicates a growing skepticism about EVs, highlighting the gap between the perception and reality regarding the EV inconvenience. And in Q1 of 2024, new EV sales in the US dropped by 15.3% compared to the previous quarter, driven mainly by a sharp decline in Tesla sales. Remember, Tesla's price cuts and Hertz sale of 20,000 Teslas, removing 20,000 EVs from their fleet have led to an oversupply of used EVs. So when considering an EV, you have to weigh the benefits against the potential drawbacks. So while EVs are promoted to offer a cleaner, innovative driving experience, challenges like high cost and inadequate charging infrastructure can lead to buyer's remorse. Unless you have an extra $50,000 to install a home charger or a $20,000 for a supercharger that will take you under 30 minutes, then you'd be in that 1% who enjoy the government subsidy. As usual, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to grab a copy of my ebook, The Party Manager Guide. Please smash that like button on your way out. It will only take you 1.5 seconds to do so. Until next time.